Good evening, everybody, and thanks again for joining us here on KXAN Live. I'm Will Dupree, coming to you from the KXAN Live studio on this election night. Polls closed more than an hour ago here across Austin, and we have results coming in now on these 5 key pivotal runoff elections that are underway at this moment. So we just want to run through some of the results. You saw there just a few moments ago that at least the early vote totals have come in so far. That's again those votes cast during that 2-week period leading up until today. We're still waiting on a lot of numbers coming in that were cast today in those ballots, but let's take a look at the numbers right here. Currently, Kirk Watson, the former Austin mayor and Texas state senator, is leading over his challenger, Celia Israel, the Texas state representative. The vote total right now is showing that Kirk Watson is leading 52 to 47% for Celia Israel. Over on Austin City Council District 3, which represents East and Southeast Austin, Jose Velasquez is currently ahead of Daniela Silva, 55 to 44. In Austin City Council District 5, which spans across South Austin, Ryan Alter has a wide lead over Stephanie Bazan. If you'll remember, back in November during this election, Stephanie Bazan was the top vote getter in that particular race, but as you can see in the runoff, Ryan Alter, the lawyer and housing developer here in Austin, is ahead. For Austin City Council District 9, a very narrow race here. Zohaib Kadri is currently leading by about 300 votes over Linda Guerrero. And finally, we have some results that we've been tracking down in Hays County. Kyle City Council District 1, there's a runoff between these two candidates, Bear Heiser and Amanda Stark. Bear Heiser leading right now with a pretty wide margin at this time. We do want to remind you all that we have reporters spread out all across the city at this time, and one of the reporters who is tracking this mayoral race and is at Kirk Watson's watch party is Grace Reeder. She is joining us now live from that location. And Grace, tell us about what you're seeing. I understand the candidate stopped by just a few moments ago.
Yeah, that's right. Senator Kirk Watson did get here just a few moments ago. Many of the people are inside of Santa Rita Cantina here greeting him. He will not be speaking to the media until more of those results roll in. As you pointed out, we've got early voting numbers right now showing Kirk Watson with a slight margin, but this is still a tight race, and the senator will not be speaking until we have a better idea of who is going to take the lead here. Those day of votes still not in, Will.
Grace, as we're seeing those early vote results come in at this time, what was the reaction showing Kirk Watson ahead right now?
Well, Senator Watson was not here at that time. Of course, the folks who are at this watch party like to see that Senator Watson is ahead, but it's still too early for folks here to shout victory yet.
Right. Well, so many more votes to bring in still. For those who are just joining us, Grace, I just want you to catch us up about who these two candidates are, Kirk Watson and Celia Israel, who made it to the runoff tonight.
Sure, absolutely. So Senator Kirk Watson served in the Senate and was also Austin's mayor roughly 20 years ago. He is running largely on his experience and says he wants someone who is going to be in office day one and be able to get things done. He has certainly run on efficiency. Meanwhile, Representative Celia Israel, who served in the House, is running her campaign largely on equity, and so some of the main topics that they have both talked about are affordability, housing, transportation, and those themes have transferred into the major talking points. One of the wild card events of today is going to be the Verdon voters. A lot of them were aligned with Senator Kirk Watson's side, so we've got a great map over at KXAN.com that shows which precincts voted for which candidate in this mayoral race, and they were largely divided down Mopac, with Representative Israel on the east side, Senator Kirk Watson on the west side, and many of those Verdon voters also on the west side. She got roughly 18% of the vote.
Grace, really quickly, we'll show the results that we're getting in so far, showing Kirk Watson ahead of Celia Israel, and this really is mostly the early vote total. So during that 2-week period leading up till today, this is the number of votes that have come in so far. And Grace, right now with the results, we're showing a reversal in what happened back in November.
Yeah, that's right. Celia Israel claimed the most votes, around 35%, just under that, in the November election. And again, Jennifer Verdon claimed about 18% of those votes. So those Verdon voters are going to be the wild card. And did they show up to vote for Senator Watson? That's going to be a big determining factor here. Jennifer Verdon did send out an email to her voters this morning saying that she was not endorsing anybody in this race, but that she did vote for Senator Kirk Watson. That did not get to the media until just a few minutes before early voting, but Jennifer Verdon did tweet at me and let me know that went out around 6:50 this morning to some of her constituents.
Well, Grace Reeder, our City Hall reporter, joining us from Kirk Watson's watch party this evening, where the numbers are showing in his favor, at least right now. Grace, thank you again. We'll check back with you soon.
Thank you, Will.
All right, everybody, again, that is Grace Reeder. And we're just going to go back through the results that we have coming in so far. What we're seeing is that Travis County and Williamson County's numbers of the early voting turnout are coming in. We do have some Austin voters located in Hayes County, too. Those are trickling in at this point. And right now we're showing you that Kirk Watson, the former Austin mayor and Texas state senator, is leading over Texas State Representative Celia Israel. We just mentioned a few moments ago in our conversation with Grace that Celia Israel finished as the top vote getter back in November in that six-way race. And these two advanced to the runoff because no one secured enough votes to avoid this particular election. But as you can see, this early vote count is showing that Kirk Watson is ahead right now.